Hello everyone, TMMgamer here, and today I've got quite a nice domination gameplay on the map Interchange using the G36C. However, before I get into the gameplay, there's some huge Call of Duty news. I don't know if you guys know, but yesterday there was a ton of information leaked about Black Ops 2. Now, Activision are actively suppressing all of this information, so I'm not going to risk telling you anything about it because I don't want any black marks against this channel. But I have to say, when I saw that information, I nearly did a backflip with happiness. It's like someone sat down and made my perfect Call of Duty. Well, I won't say they've made it yet, but as a mission statement, it was virtually 95% perfect. You know, I read that list and went, yeah, I do that, yeah, I do that, yeah, I do that, and I go, wouldn't quite do that, but I do very similar. I mean, it was brilliant. I was so happy to read it. But what I am going to do for you is link you to an article I wrote about 2 months ago about what I would do in Black Ops 2, and it actually turns out that about 80% of the stuff I wrote in that article actually happened. So I'm linking you to no information about the leaks because, like I said, Activision are suppressing it. If you want to find out information, go and look on Google because I don't want to even link you to anything, but it is definitely out there. The information is fantastic. I'm so pleased with what I've read. But yeah, like I said, if you want to find out, just Google it. But hopefully in, you know, a week or so, 2 weeks, a month, Activision will stop suppressing, or they'll let, you know, tweet saying, yeah, you can now talk about that information or whatever. Because I don't understand Activision suppressing it, because, yeah, I know in an ideal world they don't want to let too much information about the game go, but this is a massive step in the right direction. You know, if I was Treyarch and Activision, I want to shout these things from the rooftop because I think they are brilliant ideas. So hopefully Activision don't suppress this for too long, and then I can do a full analysis video because I was just gobsmacked with how brilliant it was. I really was absolutely thrilled, and I just can't wait to see the first, you know, official information about it, because I'm going to be following this game right off the word go, because for a starting point, that was 90% perfect. So if you're interested in reading the article I wrote about a month ago about what I would do for Black Ops 2, which has actually turned out very similar to what they actually seem to be doing, then the link will be in the description. But like I said, I'm not risking any censure from Activision, so I'm not going to link you to any actual leaked information, so you can just find that for yourself on Google. But that's all I wanted to say on that. Hopefully I can do a video on it soon, but until then, let's talk about some more Call of Duty, because, you know, this is a game when I think I'm using the SCAR actually here. Sorry if I said the G36C. It's a pretty old gameplay, as you know, but I think this is a really interesting game because Interchange is a map that I'm really not fond of, and you can see some of the lag I get here. This is a regular occurrence for me. I mean, I don't know if you guys get lag as bad as this, but this isn't the video lagging. This is the lag I experience online. You know, sometimes I can't even move, it's that laggy. And as you can see here, all I can try and do is just get into a corner until it lets me do it. Unfortunately, I managed to survive that massive lag spike, but the amount of times I've died because of lag, you just see there again, it's absolutely ridiculous. So hopefully lag compensation will get fixed or improved in the new Call of Duty. But like I was saying, Interchange isn't a map I'm very fond of. You know, it's very big, it's very campy, it's cluttered. You know, what the problem is, maps like this, which are very big with very big lines of sight and a lot of nooks and crannies, encourages people to play very negatively, because if you run around too much on this map and you don't really know what you're doing, you'll die a lot. I mean, there are so many good camping spots and so many good head glitching spots. You've got to be very careful with where you move, and that is why on a map like this, Recon is a perk that I absolutely love. I mean, I've done videos on how effective Recon is before, but I think Recon is even more effective in this situation because it just gives you that extra bit of range on your sight, and, you know, the ability to find people across the map just by throwing a flash grenade is exceptional. And as you can see there, the third perk choice of Marksman is another very important choice in a map as big as Interchange, because the vast majority of gunfights you're going to get into are going to be minimum medium range. So if you don't have Marksman in those extreme range engagements, you're really at a disadvantage. So by using the Recon Marksman combo, and then with a very good assault rifle like the SCAR is, you know, the SCAR's a very comfortable assault rifle that I love to use. But you know, if you use that combo, it makes it so much easier for you, because the whole point of your perk choices is to complement the weapon you're using. Now, the Scar is a very, very accurate, high damage weapon that has a lot of good strengths. But because you're on a map like Interchange, you want to tailor it for long-range combat. For example, if I was going to use the Scar on Arcaden, I'd probably use it with sleight of hand and steady aim, because Arcaden's a much closer, compact map, and you're going to run into people at close range a bit. So you want that extra reassurance of that steady aim to make sure you can reliably bring people down at close range. But like I said, Interchange is a very, very long map. I'd say about 90% of the gunfights you're going to get in this level, unless you're running around with specialist silenced MP7 or whatever, the vast majority are going to be at long range. So the marksman recon combo is absolutely key. Another key thing when you're playing on a very, very big map is very clever movement, because a lot of the time when you're going to be moving, you're going to be spending 10, 15, sometimes even 20 seconds running in the open with people shooting at you from left, right and centre. Now, this is obviously a very, very bad thing, because in Call of Duty you have absolutely no leeway. You know, in a game like Gears of War or Killzone or Halo, you have quite a high base health, so you can afford to take 3 or 4 seconds of fire and still escape. But in Call of Duty, you can't do that. I mean, one decent burst off you and you're dead. So you're gonna have to try to move as cunningly as possible. And you see here, for example, when I move around the map, I always try and head for cover. I always want to have somewhere where I can dive into for safety if I have to. So if I get caught by surprise, I can just quickly dive behind a corner to reload, or call in a predator missile as I do here. So that is the other really, really important thing. But the great way is the tactical movement side and the perk setup side complement each other so well, because you're moving around the map cunningly, so you're going to take enemies by surprise, because they expect the average Call of Duty player to be a straight line guy. You know, the average Call of Duty player, you know, the 6 out of 10 COD player, if he wants to get to the B objective, he'll run in a straight line to B, and it's very, very predictable and easy to deal with that, because if you're set up in a very good map control area, you can just see all the approaches to an objective. So, for example, if you're trying to recapture B Dom, it's fairly safe to assume that the enemy is going to have quite a substantial presence around B. And if that is the case, the head-on rush very rarely works. I mean, you can go the ballistic vest route and try and push through, but what I much more strongly recommend is the flanking route. You know, I always try and catch people unawares, because the vast majority of gunfights that you lose are when you're at a disadvantage. You know, if you flank someone, or if you're in cover and they come around a corner, you're going to win that gunfight 99 times out of 100, because they're sprinting, so their weapon isn't ready, and you're ready to take them down. So you've got to turn the tide, because that's what the enemy is trying to do to you. I mean, it's all about responding to the enemy's threats. You know, Call of Duty is a flexible game. There isn't one tactic that is going to win every time for you, so it's all about keeping it fresh. If you can continuously flank and push enemies around the side, and then do a few quick straight pushes, they're not going to know where you're coming from. So that uncertainty creeps into their mind, especially if you've gone the same route a couple of times. A decent enemy player will twig this, and you can use that against him, because he thinks, right, you've gone down the left of the map twice here, I need to check the left of the map because I don't want to get flanked. And then next time you go down the right of the map, so you take him completely by surprise and get a free shot in the back of the head. And it's all about that sort of interplay, and the recon marksman combo makes that so much easier, because when you're not running a silencer on the assault rifle, you can't afford to get too close into the enemy spawn, because unless the enemy are really terrible, if you show up on the map too close to them, you're going to have a big response. You know, you're going to have 3 or 4 people come and check you out, and unless you get lucky, or unless your aim is spot on, if 4 people come around the corner, the chances are you're going to get picked off. So when you're not using a silencer on an assault rifle, marksman for me is a must use. I know it does get countered by Assassin Pro, and that really does suck, and personally I wouldn't have Assassin Pro cancel that out. But you know, a lot of players don't use marksman, and even if you have got a lot of players using assassin on the enemy team, that's where recon comes into its own, because you can use recon to flush out the assassin players, and that is the brilliant balance. If you get countered when you're using marksman, you just use your recon, and then if someone misses out on your recon, you can use marksman to take them down as well. So it's a fantastic combo. I really recommend you using it. I really recommend you try the Scar out as well, because it really is one of my favourite assault rifles. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the commentary. It was a very, very interesting tactical talk today. I enjoyed doing these commentaries, so I hope you enjoyed listening to it. Obviously, I just want to remind you guys to go and Google the Black Ops 2 information if you want to. But like I said at the start of the video, I want to take absolutely no chances linking it to you in the description or talking about it here, because I don't want my channel to have a strike against it, a copyright mark through Activision wanting me to remove some of their content down. So I just want to leave all of that up to you. If you are interested, go and Google it. I'll link you to the article I wrote a couple of months ago about what I would want in the description, and that article is very, very close to what is actually happening. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I'd be thrilled if you could give it a like and a comment. It means a huge amount to me and the channel. So guys, once again, thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic day.